How's everybody doing today? We're going to be doing our uh, midweek or end of week lovers in a separation full reading. And for those of you who aren't sure what that is, this is for people who were in a relationship and now no longer in a relationship, yet they still want to see what's going on within the energies of the relationship. Now, this could be twin flame, which I'm not a big fan of, the soulmates, divine counterparts, your person, however you want to look at it. It's just a label. But what we're doing is we're looking at the collective energies for those who are in separation. And we look at what your energies are, not your person's, because looking at your person's energy does nothing for you, doesn't help you, keeps you stuck. And so what we're going to do is look at what your energies are and how we best can take advantage of whatever energies are around in this space. So it is a collective reading. So make sure that if you've been called to it, this is major awareness. It is current for you in this now moment. It's timeless, so it doesn't matter when it comes to your awareness. These energies are yours once it does. And so for the first card we have is it's a new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So, Spirit's saying that, yeah, there is something new coming in. If that's new, your person that's coming in new, or a new person, we don't know yet. So, let's keep on going. Like I say, I don't want to hear those, oh my God, yes, it's union time from the people who associate with twin flames. That's not always the case. Let's just see where this reading goes without making any assumptions, because we always know what happens with assumptions and expectations. So, Spirit, what else do you want to tell us about this collective? And just remember, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. This is not always your entire story. There's bits and pieces of it for you in this now moment. And so, for the first thing we want to look at is Spirit saying, uh, power, right? The power of love is like a magnet drawing you together. And at the same time, Spirit is saying, love is in the air when Cupid is around. So we see a lot of magnetism, Cupid. Spirit saying, cherish your relationship, whatever that relationship is. So get into that energy of, even if it's with your cat, with your kids, with your dog, with your pet hamster, whatever it is, make sure that you're cherishing it because you want to be in that, what do you call it? That frequency, right? And Spirit's saying, surprise, you may be surprised. And it's going to be a big surprise. And the surprise is union. But just remember that doesn't mean union has to be with your person. It may be a new person, but you have to allow for that possibility. And if you're not allowing for that possibility, then you could kind of mess that up. So we won't want to do that. And so we're just going to keep watching, seeing what the energies are showing us. This is just the beginning, but it looks pretty damn good right now from my perspective here. But let's see what truly is going on because we only have part of the story here. So just clear the deck. Spirit, what else is going on within the collective? Let's see what we have here. Spirit, what is going on with the collective here? That collective that is in separation with their person, that's not connected to anybody at this point. Spirit, what else do we have? And give me a couple more cards. See what Spirit wants to give us. And just remember, everybody, this is a collective reading. If you're looking for your own personal reading, please do reach out at silverfoxspiritual at gmail.com. And so let's see what we've got in here. We've got a bunch of cards to go through. And so let's see where we are going with this. Okay, so Spirit saying for before anything, you need to find that self-love within yourself and know that you're worthy of getting this connection. This is one of the big things that's holding a lot of this back. And for those of you who are new to my readings, we'll explain the layout a little bit. My layout is pretty simple, but not anybody. I don't know anybody else that uses this layout. This is one that I've put together over time. And effectively, this is where you're sitting right here. This is your energy in the middle. Above and below are what bridges you over to here, which is what you want to manifest. on this side here, these are the energies that are holding you back. And they're giving you a clue as to why you are stuck. And I call this the hamster wheel of karma over here, because you just circle and circle the drain. You know, you're running on this hamster wheel and there's no exit until you choose. Healing is always about a choice. This just doesn't happen because the energies are available. You actually have to choose to take advantage of the energies. So with that, let's see what else is coming through here. So we have a burning desire, right? So this is again more magnetism, more power, it's more confirmation. And Spirit saying magnetism, again, we're getting more confirmation, desire, power, magnetism, confirmation after confirmation. But Spirit saying, make sure that you're allowing this to take its natural evolution. You can't force this. The more you force this, the more you push it away. Spirit's also saying, this is going to be a lasting love, this one that is going to come in. And it's going to be an unexpected connection, right? So, boy, are we getting confirmation after confirmation. And the last one is twin flame recognition. And when we see the twin flame recognition, that just means that you're finally recognizing somebody who is in a truly high frequency match. Now, again, I try to caution people on the twin flame, because most twin flame, as they're being taught by a lot of the spiritual people here, it's a misnomer. It's being taught wrong. They're handlers. Twin flame is a handler. Twin flame is meant to keep you stuck because you're always up and down. This one's going to come in good. This one's going to come in strong. This one's going to come in as a frequency match, and that's what you want. Yeah, I prefer to call it the divine counterpart. And again, it's just a label, but you want to be in that space where things come in naturally and good and strong. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but it means that you're not going to be in that constant up and down roller coaster loop of trauma and feeling in the belly and uneasiness. That's not healthy. That's fear and trauma coming up, and that's not what you want. You want to be in that clean space where you feel it in your entire body, in your heart space up here, not down in the belly. The belly is trauma. That's an addiction to adrenaline. That is not love. Okay, so we kind of have an idea of what's going on here. We're going to get a little deeper and see if Spirit wants to give us any more messages, as to what's coming in within that space of love. So let's go ahead and run through. So Spirit, what else is coming in the space of love for the collective? Spirit, what else do you want to tell us? So a little bit more information about the story we're channeling here. And remember, everybody who is just jumping in there, this is a collective reading. This is not just personal reading, so it takes a little bit of everybody's story. And we tell you to just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But if you're here, there is something in the story for you. You were guided here for a reason. And so Spirit saying there's going to be some divine intervention here, right? You're going to try to get you out of this hamster loop, but you have to choose to want to get out of that hamster loop. And this comes when you choose self-love, you choose that you're worthy, then intervention is going to come in to help you get to that path. Spirit saying a lot of you are sitting here in this trauma because you have safety and comfort in trauma. You're addicted to the adrenaline, you're addicted to the up and down. But that's not truly safety. You have to go within and find your self-worth, because sitting there waiting by the phone for somebody who doesn't call, who doesn't show up, who is not doing what you truly want, that's not self-love, that's not self-worth. You have to find it first. Spirit's also going to say there's a lot of bad influences from friends right now. You've got a lot of drama mama friends that are keeping you stuck. Get rid of them. Spirit's also saying, get rid of that person that was non-committal, and that non-committal person might have been you, because you might think you're in that wanting that commitment, but internally you may not, because you're afraid of love, you're afraid of being vulnerable. It's time to find your love and your self-worth so that you're open for love that can come in. Spirit's saying that you're still holding on to that ex spark. Get rid of it. Even if it's the person coming in, you have to get rid of that memory of the old one, because that old one has put you in separation, and you have to let it go completely. And then let yourself be surprised by what comes in. And Spirit's saying a lot of you been dealing with a lot of financial issues too. So money's on your mind, and you got to let go of that too. And Spirit says you're at a crossroads right now. Do you stay with this old hamster wheel, or do you allow these newer energies to come in? And again, like I've always said, healing is a choice. You have to choose to heal, choose to feel, choose to get off that karmic hamster wheel. And for many of you, you've been heartbroken, right? You've like a broken glass here. Everything has been broken because you've been sitting in this hamster wheel for a long time. But Spirit says, if you choose freedom, free yourself from all of this, then there's a proposal coming in. What does that proposal mean? That means a commitment. So it doesn't mean you're going to get married. It just means that somebody who is coming in here is going to bring in that space of commitment, that space of lasting love. But you have to free yourself first. Because if this person comes in and you're not free, well, guess what? You just pushed it away. The energy may be there, but if you're not ready to meet that energy in the place the energy is, well, guess what? It's all gone down. And that's why this is a healing channel. Silver Fox Spiritual is about healing. It's not about, telling you a story because, that story may come true. But if you're not in the right energy, you're not in the right healing, you're not in that place of self-love, well, you can just push it away because you're going to push it away energetically. So now let's take a look at what blocks we need to work on for this collective. Remember that what we're doing here is we're looking at what's, uh, blocking us in love. And so let's see what that is. And every one of these may be for you. One of these may be for you. You've got to feel into it yourself. Spirit, what else we have? One more card. There we go. So for many of you, all right, first thing we have is you're demanding, right? You demand too much from somebody. And why do you demand impossible standards? Because you really just don't want the love. You're just creating the space where you're just saying, no, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this. I need this. I need that. Because you know that that's ultimately going to cause this, right? This person that's going to run away because you've made too many demands on them that they can't make. Many of you are giving mixed signals. You don't let people know that you're interested. You're that, well, I got to wait for 3 days. Well, I'm not going to show them I like him. I'm just going to sit here and wait in the background, waiting for somebody to come in. Or you go hot and cold and breadcrumb them, and then they don't know what to do. And they're just like, it's just not worth it. I don't want that. And then you're upset because that person runs away because you've created that in yourself. And many of you have been cold, right? Because you're too afraid and you're unapproachable because you're too afraid of love. Why are you afraid of love? You're afraid of vulnerability. You're afraid of opening your heart. You're afraid of being hurt. And that creates the cycle, what I call the hamster wheel of karma. Right? So we have an idea of what it is in some of our blocks. And if you go to my healing channel, which is on YouTube, it's not on TikTok. Reason is I put all my healings on YouTube. YouTube is better set for that. And so go to there, Silver Fox Spiritual, and you're gonna, find a lot of healings for all these here, and they're all for free. If you find you want a personal healing, which is a lot more concentrated, it's really gonna do a heck of a lot more by 1,000 times than what I have for the collective, because it has all the collective codes in it for everybody, not personal codes just for you. But start with that first, and then if you're interested, I do paid healings and paid readings. My price list is in the pinned comments on TikTok, YouTube, or Insta. Just send me a email at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. And so let's see what higher selves advice is for all of us that are watching this in the collective. Remember, not everything is going to be for you in this reading. However, you need to, tune into what is part of what you're reading. And Soul, I don't do any reads during this time. It's just a collective reading. You'd have to come when I am doing the live card pulls. You'll see it on there. Just put the notifications on. And so for many of you, Spirit's saying you're in denial of this whole situation. You don't want to face it. You don't want to face yourself. You don't want to see why you don't feel like you're not worthy. And for many of you, the reason why you're stuck here is also because you have a past life connection that needs to be healed, needs to be released, needs to be let go. And Spirit's saying that past life, you've got to validate your past, meaning, yes, you made some decisions and maybe ones that you weren't proud of, but guess what? You got to forgive yourself and you got to release it. You got to let it go. And that's what's going to help you to get into this energy by finding that self-worth, finding that love, but you have to choose to do it. This is a choice. This is not going to happen just because the energies are available. The energies are there, but you have to choose. You're at that crossroads. What are you going to choose? Are you going to stay in denial and stay on this hamster wheel? Or are you going to choose freedom, surrender, let go of all this stuff, let it go, let it go, let it go, and allow for this energy really to pull in what you're truly looking for? But that doesn't happen without you healing, and that doesn't happen without you being in that right energy. And that's tough. That's hard. It's not easy. This is not an easy path, but you can choose to get to that place you want to be by allowing for all this to happen. All right, so let's look at timing, because that's really all anybody cares about. You know, when. We don't want to do the work, we just want to know when. And again, you don't do the work, you see where you're going. And so with that, Spirit's given us within this month, there is a potential. So we're in the middle of the month, there is a potential for this to happen. I'm going to pull two more cards because Spirit's telling me two more cards. And Spirit saying within this week, but you have to take action, right? So there's a huge amount of perspective here within a 2-3 month or 2-3 week period. This all could start moving towards you, but you've got to start taking action, because if you don't, you're at this crossroads over here. And so with that, that is my reading for today. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. Reach out if you're looking for your own personal reading. I do these readings just about every day. I'm available. I have left my full-time job, so I now have enough time to do a lot more of these readings and healings. And so if you are interested, do reach out. I'll send you my entire price list, and we'll go from there. You know, if you're looking for a reading, right, I'm not a person that is going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm going to tell you what your energy field is screaming, not just a story, because we're talking about energy. The energy screams out at me and says, here's what can happen, but then you have to make choices, right? And if that's the kind of reader you want, reach out. If not, I appreciate you for watching anyway. So make sure you are liking, following, sharing, and subscribing, and reaching out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com for more information or for a personal reading. Have a great day.